I'm back. I'm back. We're back. Max, are you back? Hi. Straighten out a little bit. There we go. All right. There you had it. Sunday morning fishing. How you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. I don't have my laptop set up, so I'm just going to watch the chats on my phone. Hello again. I didn't see any of the chats on the last one because I was kind of occupied. That was for the viewers' benefit only. Just a demonstration, a fishing demonstration. Strictly fishing. So quite the shit show there. I'm sure you'll agree. That's fun stuff. But it's fishing like that pretty much all up and down the creek. So before I did that little live, I went for a walk yonder, westward. And there's another gravel pit beyond this property. And the creek does wind all the way around. I really should look on Google Maps, see where the widest spots are. This is a very wide spot compared to a couple of days ago. The water has been streaming in from somewhere. But like I say, it's very treacherous to get down there. So maybe later on we'll give it a try. I'll take the tripod down, set it up, and then climb back up and get the rest of my stuff. But where we were fishing right now, it's like easy walking. No scaling a cliffside or nothing like that. So I'm just waiting for coffee. This is my post-fishing coffee debrief. And for those of you who are watching, it was literally that easy. Just throw the line in the water and they're biting. So they weren't really hitting as aggressively as they were a couple of days ago. Or maybe I'm just imagining, but I think I literally counted one cast where there was nothing. No nibbles, no bites. But otherwise, every time that lure is in the water, there's a fish looking at it and taking a little taste. So I think that's the easiest fishing I've ever done in my life. There's clearly you could see there were no significant sized fish, let alone trophy quality fish, but those are all very edible, good source of protein. Although some of them did have like little parasites like on their mouth and gills, so worms, I guess. So you'd have to check the meat to see if that's something you want to eat. But worms are good protein too, right? Just cook it well. And yeah, so I got a little bit planned for today. I'm gonna go hopefully pick up some parts for my buddy's truck back in Winnipeg. He's got essentially the same truck as I do and needs just a couple little items. A hood latch, handle, ignition module. Needs a radiator shroud. It needs a pipe for the coolant. I forget what else. Oh yeah, brake pedal switch. And then his truck should be ready to go. Now, I don't know if he's got the title for it or not, though. That's the big question mark over the whole thing. We can get it running, but as far as being allowed to drive on the King's roads, well, that's another matter. So there you have it. Kind of a lazy Sunday. I'm looking at booking this for another. I'll be watching you fix your RV in no time. Well, it'll be cleaning the RV. I don't know if I'm gonna spend much time fixing much of anything. Like it's from my initial inspection, it looks pretty much ready to go. Just needs a bit of a scrubbing. I need to buy propane tanks. These got the old school, like skinny 12-inch diameter tanks. Whereas if you buy a 20-pound tank for your gas grill, it's those big fat ones that are about 16, 18 inches in diameter. And so these are long and skinny, and they just fit in the compartment, the cubby hole for the propane stove, and I guess the propane furnace runs off of that. I think it was a propane stove. I mean, regardless, there's electrical hookup. He's got a generator that we're gonna slap in there. Just room for a very small generator, but we'll stick something in there. And so it's mostly just setting it up. Like there's not much to fix. Like he's taking care of the mechanical side. He said he already put the new fuel pump in. And he's got the fuel sending unit for the gas tank. So he might even be working on it today if he feels so inclined, but I'm pretty sure he'll get on that tomorrow. And then it's just a matter of seeing, if the tires are good enough to pass the safety. They're new tires back in the day. Like this thing's been sitting for a while, but they don't look all cracked and rotten. But still, just my preference is I don't like running tires that are more than 5 years old, no matter how they look. Just because they do deteriorate over time. But we'll see if I have to buy tires for it, I'll do that. And as far as kind of interior repairs, there was a little bit of water damage, and some of the headliner was sagging above, like the driver's compartment. There's a little bunk there. I wouldn't use that for sleeping anyway. I'll just use that for storage, and it's all been sealed up. Okay, I'm just watching the chats here. Hi, Brent and Dad. It's 84 degrees, North Carolina. Okay, how do I... There's got to be a way to see the chats. I just see them flash up on the screen when I'm streaming horizontal like this. Maybe if I were vertical, I could scroll through them. But I saw you there, Mike number 2. Welcome in, welcome in. So if you're watching and want to say hi, just pop a little hi up on the chat there. But they just flash on and then disappear very quickly. I can't. Let's see what happens. Chat viewing options. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, I can only switch between top chats and live chats. Looks like good fishing spots out there. Yeah, I mean, along the creek, they're all the same. It doesn't really matter where I go. It's just I want to get right behind the cabin here. The creek is really widened up. And that might hold a few bigger fish if it's deeper water, because what was just a gurgle of water the other day, there's a tree. I don't know if it's a proper beaver dam, but there's beaver dams all up and down this creek. But the water is flowing heavily, where it's not quite a roar, but it's more than just a little gurgle like the other day. And then in the lake, I was out there last night. I casted a little bit from shore. I caught a little small northern pike or jack. I was getting nibbles. I think I was just using a jig and a pickerel rig. And then I was out there on the paddle boat today. I gotta see how my water's doing. Didn't get a bite at all today out there. But that was a new experience for Max because we got him on the water in the paddle boat. It took him a long time to get comfortable with that. But he made it. He powered through like a champ. So I was really proud of him because we're gonna do some proper lake fishing in another week or so at my friend's cottage, about an hour and a half east of here, towards Lake of the Woods in the White Shell area. Use live bait and see if it does the job. I don't know if there's any live bait other than live night crawlers. I was using minnows this morning. It just seemed like the bite was off because of all the rain, low pressure system moved in. That affects how the fish behave until things normalize again. So maybe by this evening or tomorrow morning, I'll head out there again because I am curious to see if there's any rainbow trout left in there. And if there's any larger jack, well, those are worthwhile. So it's sort of just honing my fishing skills, getting them tuned up, just tweaking my fishing abilities, so to speak. So we do like tweaking on this channel. And we do like coffee on this channel, and my kettle is inoperable because the solar system shit the bed. It just 48 straight hours of cloud cover. I guess I depleted the batteries, so it's going to take some time to charge them up again. Hopefully by this evening. It'd be nice to have some light, but I can only really charge my phones on the charger in the truck. I've got this power pack charged up that I got this phone on right now, but most of my devices, I didn't want to use a laptop just in case I need it for something later. So I don't have the chats up on the laptop here. So I'm just winging it with the iPhone 14 Plus. And upstate New York must be looking fantastic about this time of year. Good memories of that region of America. And yeah, the more I'm thinking about it, I really would like to make my trip out west through the States on the way out there and then come back through Canada. So what do you guys think? Put a chip in Max so that his eyes just perked up. Maybe I should ask him if that's what he wants. He's just covered in crap. Put a chip in him, get him all up to date on his vaccinations, and bring him along. I mean, eventually, that's probably going to be in my best interest to make sure he's meeting all the requirements. Because at this point right now, he doesn't have nothing. Stop in along the way. Well, I could do an Eastern tour as well. Stopping in along the way, that's a long way out of the way on the route I'm planning. What I would be doing is going south into either Minnesota or North Dakota, and then shooting across I-94, and maybe some of the secondary routes, and then go through Montana, Idaho, Washington State. I can crash Wasamatta-U's place in Oregon somewhere, and then make my way up to Vancouver and Vancouver Island, and then work my way back through the interior of British Columbia. But yeah, a trip out east is feasible too, but that would be a separate trip, so that wouldn't be done on this trip. But I appreciate the invitation. Sounds like a jolly good time. And how's my hot water doing? So let's transfer that into the proper kettle. See if that heats it up faster. Just using the propane grill to heat stuff up. Boom. All right. Figured that pot would be faster to heat up water, but I was wrong. I was wrong. And I'm not too excited about the idea of making a fire just for a pot of coffee or a cup of coffee. So we'll get some coffee in me. Maybe a little snack. Don't have a lot of snacks on hand. Well, dental tycoons in residence? Dental tycoons? Is that a typo? Dental tycoons. I'm gonna get my teeth looked at. Actually, get your teeth looked at. Don't knock the people over. Don't knock the tripod over. He's been running around in the underbrush, just covered in seed pods and all wet, soggy doggy. He just splashed around in the water. He doesn't go all the way in the water, but he loves splashing around up to his belly. But that's it. He doesn't jump right in. And we're going to have to teach you to be an amphibious. Frank Zappa quote, gentlemen. Oh, okay, from the song Montana. There you go. Okay. Hey. There you go, Max. See, why didn't you catch on to that? DC has recreational marijuana right now. Well, there you go. Well, from coast to coast to coast, we got pot dispensaries everywhere, except in my town. I guess it's up to each town whether they want to approve those businesses. And this is a rather conservative town. And I guess the nearest place, if you were inclined, is 3 miles that way and 6 miles that way. So 10 miles from here, you can get your weeds or your marijuanas. But I'm not into that. I did that when I was a young lad. And it was just more trouble than it was worth. Didn't really enjoy the buzz. Booze was my thing, and I don't even touch booze now. I think if you gave me something with alcohol in it, I'd throw up all over you. Just not into it. I like my Slurpees, my Dr. Pepper, and my coffee, and then cancer sticks. So there you go. Well, yeah, it's gonna be kind of a low-key day. You're allowed to grow. Yeah, we can grow up to 6 plants here as well for personal use. I'm sure people take liberties with that. Just that's my assumption. I don't really know if people are. It seemed like hype. It seemed like everybody, well, like when Justin Trudeau came in 2015, that was like his one and only government achievement was legalizing pot. and it was like all hype, and it was all tangled up with grift. Like basically all his buddies or people that were connected to the Trudeau Foundation, they all got the licenses for dispensaries and the grow operations. Oh, wait a minute. There you go. I just touched the screen and I can see chats. I just learned something here. Is that a wood tick crawling on me? Something growing. Oh, could have been just a shadow on a tree. It looked like a leprechaun to me. Okay, neat. Now I see chats. Where's that coffee at? And so all the lucrative or the lucrative aspect of it went to all the insiders, and so it was all hype. It seems to have died down. I'm sure there's people buying pot, but legalization is just government regulation. Weed isn't any cheaper. Big money making scam. Yeah, it was scammy. Welcome in, Aiden. And like my position on that, it would be decriminalization. Like possession shouldn't be a criminal or jailable offense, but they went the legalization route, and that gave the government control over the commodity, and it was just a scam. So because all the people that made money, they made their money initially. Like I don't know how all these pot shops are doing out here. I don't like in this community. There's probably some people that puff, but it's generally very conservative Mennonite. I can't see a huge demand for it in my little town, and the little town next to us is about the same size. Although they're more French Canadian, maybe they're big on the puffin. I don't know. But it's not. I was just looking at, is this going to be a net benefit for Canadian society to have legalized pot controlled by the government, regulated by the government? And I don't think it was a net benefit. If anything, it might have been just net neutral effect. Because there's still illegal pot on the streets, I'm sure. The Amish grow good pot. Nice. Shout out to the Amish and their good pot. Anyways, I don't care how hot that coffee is. I'm pouring it. Gonna be out of propane before I know it too. Yeah, I see steam, so that's good enough. Get my tweaker coffee going. So, has crime been reduced as a result of marijuana legalization? Probably not. I don't know. I mean, crime up here looks different now. I don't know if there was a lot of drug-related crime, but for years the war on drugs, was supposed to make our streets safer and protect our children, and 50 years of hard line laws on drug use and the drug trade. I mean, the conspiracy there is the people making the laws were in control of the drug trade anyway. So I missed a comment there. Vaping, I haven't done the vaping. I don't plan to. You went to jail for growing weeds. Well, you were a bad boy. Same people who jailed me own all the stocks. Yeah, exactly. Like the hypocrisy of it, right? It's is it funny or are they laughing at us? You know, when that's the response. I haven't noticed any pile up at the fast food industry. Well, that's yeah. You would expect Pizza Hut and Papa John's to go nuts. If I don't laugh, I'll cry. Yeah. I guess my response is to make jokes about it. Like it's all a joke, right? But it's on us. So that's the painful part. Like the punchline is so unfunny, but you may as well laugh. Yeah. Strange stuff. But yeah, if you're following Canadian politics, I mean, how many in Trudeau's former cabinet, because we have a new prime minister now, what's his name, Bobo the Clown or something? I don't even know. But Justin Trudeau, you looked at like Chrystia Freeland, his justice minister was Mark Mendocino Chino. Like they looked like they were all coked up all the time. Trudeau himself. Well, I guess he had body doubles as well. There was a fat Trudeau and a tall Trudeau and a mid-height Trudeau, like these lookalikes for public appearances. But these guys look like they were zooming all the time. And it's like, okay, I guess that's what we elected. But man, that Chrystia Freeland, talk about twitchy and like like just the wild look in her eyes, like she looked like she was flying high continually. So I guess good work if you can get it. But jeepers creepers, man. Did anybody else notice that or just me? So I mean the Americans wouldn't be noticing that. Never do cocaine again. I was like 20s, 30s when I was safe. Where'd you go? Well, Mr. Osgood's in the house. Welcome in, buddy. People are putting fentanyl and cocaine and everything now. Yeah, well, yeah, and the street weed, I imagine that's a danger. Good to see you, Mr. O. Stop paying attention to politics just before Harper got in. The lizard people make me depressed. Yeah, I like the I guess maybe I'm a masochist for the abuse. The comedy element behind it is what appeals to me. I like to know what's going on. Not that it has an effect on me or dictates anything I'm doing, but just seeing the shit show. And really, I don't follow much other than for Aiden's sake. There's one Canadian content maker that I've featured on this channel before or given shout outs, and that's Mark Peralivas, and his channel is Canada Poly. So shout out to Mark. He does a daily show. Basically, he just scours Twitter and looks for the most ridiculous stories that he could find in Canadian politics and how it fits in with world politics. And I like his analysis. He's got a great sense of humor. So I usually just watch his show daily. You can get a paid subscription to see the full hour-long show, but he posts a 20 to 30-minute segment every day on YouTube, and it's just enough to keep me aware of some of the things going on. Just so when you're at a family gathering, you can mock it while other people are talking about how great it is. And it's not like I'm repeating Mark's analysis, but it's like, oh, I didn't realize that was happening. And my analysis is like, well, that's just corruption, or that. What the heck is going on behind me? I got wasps or bees going haywire. What is that? They're just wilding. How about you go find